Okay, if you're in B2B sales right now, you know what I'm talking about. It feels like the ground is just constantly shifting under your feet. The old playbooks, they're just not cutting it anymore. So the real question is, how do you lead a sales team to not just survive, but to actually thrive in this crazy, volatile landscape? Well, let's dive into a framework for navigating what's being called the never normal.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to get a handle on this new sales reality. Then, we'll break down 5 really powerful dynamics that can completely transform your organization. We're talking rediscovering your customers, refocusing your sales force, reimagining your offer, resetting your approach, and last but not least, re-enabling your team.
All right, let's set the stage. We are absolutely in a brand new era of B2B sales. And the challenge is pretty clear. You've got to react, you've got to adapt, and if you do it right, you are going to rise above the noise.
So let me ask you a direct question, and I want you to be really honest with yourself on this one. Is your current sales playbook obsolete? Because for a whole lot of companies out there, the answer is a big, loud yes, even if that's a little tough to admit. And here's why that question is so important. We're living in what's called the never normal. This isn't about just waiting for things to get back to the way they were. Nope. It's all about accepting that these rapid, kind of unpredictable shifts, well, that's the new status quo. And it demands a total reinvention of how we do business. But here's the good news, and this is really the core idea of this whole explainer. Out of all this adversity, all this chaos, comes incredible opportunity. You know, the challenges we're all facing right now are actually the very things igniting new ways for us to grow. And this right here, this is the path to that reinvention. This 5-step framework is literally designed to turn today's headaches into tomorrow's market leadership. And it all starts with the absolute foundation of everything, your customer. Okay, let's jump in. Dynamic number 1, rediscover your customers. The mantra here is so simple, but it is so powerful. Stay close to stay relevant. You know, what I love about this is how blunt it is. All your old data, your predictive models, all those assumptions you had about what buyers care about, yeah, they're probably irrelevant. With tighter budgets and priorities shifting all over the place, you're selling to a completely different customer than you were even 18 months ago. All that matters is what they need, right here, right now. So what do? First thing, you've got to throw out that old rulebook. You need to build a real-time awareness of what's happening and deliver empathetic, custom-tailored messages on every single channel. And this isn't just about being fast. It's about responding with an urgency that proves you're an essential partner, not just another vendor trying to sell something. Now, that idea of being a partner leads us perfectly into our second dynamic, refocusing the sales force. See, it's not just about what you sell, but who is selling it and how they're doing it. It's really time to define a completely new sales journey. This quote just nails the strategic pivot you have to make. The days of casting a super wide net and just, hoping for the best, they are long gone. In a tough economy, every single resource, every minute of your team's day has got to be focused on qualified, high-value opportunities. It's a fundamental shift from quantity to quality. So how do you make that shift? Well, it means being relentless about narrowing that sales funnel and putting your absolute top talent on your highest value opportunities. The key here is to move beyond just having a digital presence and actually forge genuine virtual relationships. This means turning your managers into expert deal coaches and making sure every single piece of sales material speaks directly to the customer's current priorities. Okay, on to dynamic 3, reimagine the offer. This is just logical, right? Your customers have changed, your sales team has refocused, so of course what you're actually offering has to evolve too. And just look at this data. This shows you how wide the gap really is. 93% of leading sales organizations feel like their sellers are effectively communicating value that's relevant to what buyers need. For everyone else, that number just plummets to 43%. That gap isn't just a gap, it's a canyon. And it's where deals are won and lost. So, to close that value gap, you have to get creative. This means using things like AI to find new signals in customer data you didn't even know you had, or maybe repurposing existing products for new challenges. You could bundle offers for the new world of hybrid work, or do what a lot of leading companies are doing and create commercial command centers that bring sales and finance together to build deals that actually work in today's world. All right, Dynamic 4, this is where the strategy really gets into the nuts and bolts. We're talking about resetting the approach. It's all about how you align your processes, measure what actually matters, and incentivize the right behaviors from your team. And hey, if you need proof that this stuff works, just look at this number. A study found that organizations that dynamically align their sales process with their customer's journey see a nearly 18% higher win rate. I mean, come on, that is a massive competitive advantage. So, how do you get that kind of alignment? It starts by measuring what really matters now. You have to stop focusing only on lagging indicators, like closed deals. Instead, you've got to shift to the leading indicators, the daily activities that actually drive future success. Things like proactive lead generation and the quality of your customer outreach. Doing this requires being kind of ruthless with your investments, shifting them away from lagging markets and into those new areas of opportunity. But maybe most importantly, you have to align your incentives. Your quotas and your compensation plans have to reflect these new priorities, because at the end of the day, you pay people to do what you want them to do, and what you need them to do has completely changed. And that brings us to our final dynamic, number 5, re-enable the team. Look, you can have the most brilliant strategy in the world, but if your team doesn't have the tools and the data to actually execute it, it is all for nothing. The key is to make everything real-time, guided, and easy. Now, this is a fascinating and kind of painful statistic. Over 80% of chief sales officers are not confident that their teams are even using the tech they've invested in. Think about that for a second. This isn't a technology problem. It's an adoption and an enablement problem. And frankly, it's a huge opportunity. The solution here is to simplify. Create one single source of truth for your data and arm your sellers with simple dashboards that give them real insights, not just more noise. And crucially, this requires playbook-led coaching to help them actually use these tools to close deals faster. The goal is simple. Make the tech serve the seller, not the other way around. So, as we wrap things up, let's just come back to that core message. All this disruption, all this change, it is not just a threat. It is the single greatest opportunity your organization has to leapfrog the competition and become a market leader of tomorrow. Because the future isn't coming, it's already here. So the final question is for you and for your team. Are you just going to react to the changes as they come at you? Or are you going to seize this moment to completely reinvent? The choice is yours.